Hey guys, Lizardlea here for Friends Heart Cross Stitch Pattern by Mother Bee Designs from Smashwords.com. So that's what it looks like. It's for my best friend Hulka. I'm very excited. I am going to be using the transition thread color 4250. I bought two just in case. I'm not sure how many I'm going to need. It doesn't look very big, so I don't think I'll have to use even a full one. But I'd rather have two from the same batch just to be safe, you know? So normally if I'm using a regular color, I will do all of the, dashes in the X going one way across a whole row, and then I'll do the dashes the other way. And you can't really do that with transition threads because it looks kind of junky, like it doesn't transition into one color very well. So I typically start in one corner and then I do the two diagonal next to it, and then like the three diagonal next to that, and just make my way out diagonally, because then it transitions a little bit better. Still not perfect, but it's better. So I mean, you'll see. It'll be sped up a lot, but you'll see. So yeah, I will include a link down below to where I bought this pattern if you like it, so you can get it as well. And that's all. I'm gonna go stitch now.
And I'm back again with David. But I'm probably gonna do the majority of the talking again, because David said we should keep talking about Pathfinder, and I realized there were some things that I should discuss, because I feel like I hated on the game a little bit, or at least it probably came across that way. And I really like the game. So one of the things I like, I romanced Tristan, like I married him, and
I own him.
I mean, I am the queen. He is my consort. He's not my king. I would have made him my king. I didn't have the option, but whatever. Knock Knock is wearing my crown because he needs the buffs from that more than anybody else.
Hold this.
Yep, and you know what? I'm okay with it because I was like, I took you down the hero route. I want you to be proud of yourself. Here's my crown. I don't care. Whatever. But no, it's been really nice because gameplay, I mean, I guess I could be wrong, but it feels like it changes because I'm romancing him. So there's a character at some point you meet, and he's gushing over this book, and he's like, there's beautiful waterfalls, and it's just so gorgeous. I love it. And I had the option to peek at the book or to just be like, no, I'm not interested. And I was like, I want to see the pretty waterfalls. Like, sometimes the game will open up this storybook mode where it goes black and white, but it'll have, like this nice little sketched picture. And it's kind of like a choose your own adventure kind of thing, where, it'll give you a little blurb, and then you have to pick between, like, 5 options or whatever. And I was like, maybe I'll get a really cute one with the waterfalls in this book. And I look, and it's like, you see Tristan. And I was like, oh my god! Like, it shows you your heart's desire, because he's a water sprite. So of course he sees waterfalls. And I'm in love with Tristan, so of course I see Tristan! And this is very late in the game, but there were earlier times when, like, I thought of Tristan. My character just thought of him. And I was just like, I have not fully committed to this romance. Like, I was not married to him at some point when my character thought of him. And I was like, the game still acknowledges that I've hit on him at the very least. Like, it starts out, he's a cleric of Sarenrae, so, he's very shy. But at one point, like, I got to kiss him on the cheek. And, like, that begins your romance with him. And so I really liked that. I felt like my romance with him was important to my character because it came up more than once. It wasn't just like, oh, you've done this, therefore it triggers a scene with Tristan. You've done this, therefore it triggers a scene with Tristan. There were times when he was not in my party, and he was still brought up. So I was just like, this feels very realistic. Like, this is the character that I'm romancing. I clearly have feelings for him. I'm gonna be thinking about him. And I really liked that. He's over there making fun of me.
Hello.
So I will say, one of the things I did Google when I was looking up how to romance him and whatnot was so many people were like, oh, I don't like any of the guys in the game. You know, like Tristan's just a beta. And I was like, oh, okay. But like sometimes girls like nice guys. And that is literally what he is he's just so nice. But there is more to it than that. And I'm not going to get into that spoiler because if you don't like spoilers, that's a big one.
He eats people, right?
I mean, it's not that bad, but like... well, I don't know. I guess some people would argue it's worse. Man, do I have to talk about it now? I should, huh?
I'm going to guess that the overlap of people who want to play this game
Aren't
haven't
listening to
already.
me? Yeah, okay. So...
Heads up, spoilers.
Spoilers
in case you
now.
decide, you know.
You meet in the very first chapter, you meet this fae. Her name is Nyrissa. And I thought she was super pretty. And at first I was like, oh, maybe I'm going to romance her. I swear, you guys, Lizardlea is straight, but I don't give a crap about that. If I think this woman is beautiful, my character will romance her to the ends of the earth. My character is not me. She does not have to be straight. She is not confined by me. And honestly, if I play a second round, I guarantee you I won't romance a guy. Because Tristan was the only one I really liked. Like, Akundayo was really sweet, but his backstory is that his wife and his daughter were murdered, and that makes me sad, and I don't want to... I really liked him with the bartender. I thought they were super cute, so I kind of shipped them. So I don't want to step in on that. Anyways, back to what I was discussing. You meet Nyrissa. She's super sweet. You eventually learn she is super evil, and she's trying to destroy every single kingdom she comes across. She has to destroy 1,000 kingdoms in order to be forgiven by... essentially one of the gods of the first world. And you learn in like chapter 4 or 5 that Tristan is working for her. Like, he's working for the bad guys. He betrays you.
Like
and,
a champ.
Yeah. I don't think a beta would do that, but that's just me. Whatever. It takes balls to do something like that, but whatever. And I had already instigated my romance with him when he betrayed me. So it hurt, you guys. Like, it hurt. But I found him again. I ran after... What?
So I hurt him.
No, I didn't hurt him.
I know.
I found him, and who was it? I think Octavia. So she's always like the kind person. She's like, oh, we have to forgive him. And Valerie, who is just all about honor and loyalty, was like, no, we have to kill him. Like, he betrayed us. Like, she could be really mean sometimes. But it was in character for a very lawful good character. Actually, I think she was lawful chaotic. Or lawful neutral. Maybe lawful neutral. I know she was not lawful good.
Lawful neutral. Yeah.
She was not lawful good because I had an armor that could only be worn by a lawful good character. And it was really good stats. And no one could wear it. And I was really angry because I was not lawful good. I was always neutral good. I never went past that. So yeah, you know, she was like, no, we have to kill him or like exile him, you know, like we can't accept his forgiveness and take him back. And no, my character immediately forgave him and was just like, this isn't going to happen again, right? Like, I love you. Like, I want you by my side. I'm getting teary-eyed just thinking about it. Like, I ship my character with him so much. And, you know, he was very disbelieving. But I got him back on my team. Got him back in my crew. And he's still with me at level 20. In, like, chapter 7 or 8. I don't even know how far. I don't know how many chapters it is. I don't think they're actually numbered. But, yeah, I forgave him. And... It's been brought up more than once that, you know, like, yeah, I betrayed you. And, you know, every time it's brought up, he apologizes again. And it's really nice. I don't feel like plot lines are brought up and then immediately dropped. I mean, I'm sure there are some. But I feel like the important ones are not just, oh, yep, that happened, goodbye. Like, Nyrissa's plotline just keeps coming on back. And the end of the game is her plotline. It's the end of her plotline. And, yeah, like, I mean, full spoilers, let's see. Jaethal, she was the undead vampire who was kind of mean. Depending on how you take her companion quests, the one I took her down, she is back and she is human now. Or at least alive. She's an elf. But she's not a vampire, that's what it is. She's an elf. She's alive. And still kind of mean, but she doesn't want to kill her daughter anymore, so that's a plus. Jubilost is still kind of a jerk, but he's a lot nicer now. He had the option to get immortality, and I recommended he give it to some random gnome instead, or gnome, was it gnome? Yeah, I think it was gnome. To some random gnome, or to take it himself, and I was like, you should just give it to someone else. And he was like, you know what? Yeah, I think you're right. And now he's a lot nicer, and he's more excited for adventure, because he doesn't want to suffer from the bleaching, which kills gnomes eventually.
This kills the gnome.
Yeah, it kills gnomes. It's sad.
Kills gnomes.
It was
dead.
really sad, actually. That was not a cool plotline, man. That was painful.
For all your gnome killing needs.
Octavia and Raganar, I still don't know how to pronounce his name.
Gongon.
I didn't like him. It doesn't matter.
Ragangan.
They were slaves. They were enslaved when you meet them. And now Octavia has learned she is from a very, very high-class family. She's reunited with her mom. And Raganar has found out that he is half orc, half dragon, or something like that. And his entire clan has been massacred. So that was interesting. Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to get into too much spoilers. I don't know. I feel like I'm getting off track. What else did I say I should talk about?
Would you do a multi-class run?
I might. My thing is, like,
Oh, wait, no, better question. Would you do an evil run?
Honestly, I don't think I would do a 100% evil run, just because I don't really have that in me. Like, so in Baldur's Gate 3, for instance...
It's content. You have to 100% the game, right?
See, I like to 100% a game in order to get the good stuff. I don't need to 200% a game to also get the bad stuff.
Actually.
I want the good stuff. I will say, though, Baldur's Gate 3, I killed all of the tieflings and the druids and sided with the goblins in order to see what happened there. I had a completely good run up until that point. I had a hard save. I did all the evil stuff. I killed all the druids. I killed all the tieflings. I had the goblins in my camp. I slept with the evil goblin lady. And she, of course, betrayed me. But I didn't die, so that was cool. And I did a little bit more after that. And then I was like, nope. I prefer to side with the tieflings and the druids. Whether it's an easier fight or not to side with the goblins, I don't care. Because it was. There are, like, 30 goblins compared to, like, 5 tieflings. Because the druids do not help you in that fight. So it is way easier to side with the goblins. But, I didn't care enough. And I don't like to be evil. I will be evil to the extent that I will steal every single thing I can from a trader. Trader. But that's about it. Like, yeah, the first run, I killed the druid trader because I was like, I'm not getting any money from anything. I'm never going to be able to afford these. So I'm just going to take everything. And I didn't really know the mechanics very well at that point. Did I know how to steal when I killed them? I don't think I did. I think I didn't realize I could steal at that point. So I was just like, alright, I have to kill him if I want the stuff. And he has a lot of stuff and I want it. Every other time I've played, the only traitor I have killed was the evil one at the goblin camp. Because they're evil. Like, blah, whatever. Who cares about the evil people? But, I don't know, playing an evil character has never really been my jam.
Okay. Yeah, no, to me, it's interesting because in well-written games, the evil path can be it's like another story.
Yeah, it could be just as interesting.
Yeah.
They haven't, I mean, by the time you take over the goblin, or you either defeat the goblin camp or you defeat the druid tieflings, you're pretty much in the end game with what is available in Baldur's Gate 3 right now. Mm-hmm. There isn't much you can do past that. Mm-hmm. So maybe one day, when there's more, I'll do more, but as of right now, it's more fun to do all the good stuff and help more people. Okay. In my opinion, for me. But the other question you had was multi-classing. So, I am a very simple person. Like, when you present me with a million options, I get overwhelmed. And I'm kind of like, I have to make a decision. I don't know what to do. So, as I said in the previous video, I pretty much kept everyone in the class they started in. If I did another run through, I think I might multi-class. I think I might, like, go rogue. And then I don't need Lindsay or Knock Knock in my party. And potentially not Octavia either. I don't know, like, I'm not sure what I would do. I'll decide that after I finish my first playthrough at the very least. But, it's difficult for me to decide on what to pick. There are just so many options and so many skills to pick through. And I just, like, I kind of want to cheat and just take everything. I know it won't be fun because it'll be way too easy.
Well, not only that, it'll also be annoying because there's a lot then to go through to even, like, if you want to mess with stuff will conflict. Like, you'll open your spell menu and you'll have to scroll every time.
Well, I have to do that with Octavia.
It will be worse.
I don't know. What else do you have?
Well, given that the new game is coming out...
You can talk about that, because I don't know squat about it.
Well, I was going to ask you questions about
it. I can try.
So, the big thing for the new game is they're adding mythic paths, which are the idea that...
Oh, yeah, angel, devil. I looked into the video about them.
Angel, demon, Azada... Let me see here.
It's another evil one, isn't it?
Lich.
Lich is definitely evil.
Actually, they've got it can be neutral.
Yeah. Fine. And Lich. Like,
yeah, let me pull it up.
Like, that's necromancy. That's evil. At the heart of it, that is not a good thing to do. Unless you are going around and asking people, hey, if you die, can I raise you back? And they say yes.
The argument sometimes is they're dead, so it's just another tool.
I
Depends
gotcha.
on what the world is like. I don't actually know for this kind of thing. But anyways, mythic paths. Here we go.
I mean, I will tell you guys, like, if I die and you have Lich powers, if you are using me for good, you can bring my body back and use it as you need to.
So the base mythic paths are Angel, Azada, Aeon, Trickster, Lich, and Demon. Then there are some late game mythic paths, Gold Dragon and Swarm That Walks, and then there's a secret mythic path. Oh, the other late game one is called Legend, or I guess that's mid game. I don't know. Whatever.
Well, I mean, literally everyone knows what one I want out of that whole group.
Well,
say it with me now. Gold Dragon.
Yes. Which I'm curious about. So, the thing is you can't start as Gold Dragon. You have to pick one of the other paths first.
I gotcha. I'm just, That was the one that every single person watching, if they know anything about me.
Yeah, no, I know.
Like, if they watch my intro, that's all they have to do to be like, hey, there's dragons behind her. I think she likes dragons.
So, the thing is, I'm not sure you'll go gold dragon in the game, but we'll get there. First of all, the cool thing about Mythic Paths is that they had to really think very hard about these, because it's not like when you go from a sorcerer, or from like a rogue to an assassin. I don't know if you ever messed with them, but they're prestige classes where, you know, you start as a rogue, and you get to certain levels of rogue, you can go into assassin, which is a more violent rogue.
I took Octavia into Arcane Trickster a little.
Right. And so the thing about a prestige class is it assumes you're coming from another class. It knows that, hey, you've done these things, so I know that you're trying to do this playstyle. Whereas, like the Lich Mythic Path, for example, normally you would expect that to be a sorcerer or a caster, but they also have to account for what if you want to be a Lich and you've been playing as a rogue? What if you've been playing as like a barbarian? What if you've been playing like, how do we do these different things? So each class has to be able to encompass all the different playstyles, and so that's kind of neat. With that said, I suspect you'll probably be going the Azana, because they're basically like, they get fairy wings, like butterfly.
Ooh, I love that.
And most importantly, they get a bonus companion.
See, I don't know. Is it an animal? Because I don't think I want to do that again. I mean, I love my cat, you guys.
First of all,
I love him so much. But it kind of it became a hassle by the end game.
So you can get as many of those or you can get those as well as the Havoc Dragon that they get.
Okay, yeah, a dragon companion, absolutely
like
worth
this.
it just to have a dragon. Is it ugly? Oh my god, it's beautiful.
And
oh
it'll
my
be a
god,
baby
you guys.
one, so it's really talkative and curious and inquisitive.
Oh my god, I want it right now.
And it levels up with you as you go, so it gets stronger and bigger until you can ride it.
Does it level up exactly with me or 3 levels behind me, just like my cat did?
I forget the specifics on this one. It's different. It starts at level 10.
Wow. That was not the word I was thinking, you guys, but I censored myself.
So,
yeah, okay, I would do that specifically just because I want a beautiful dragon companion.
Yeah, so I figured that's what
anything else, I don't want to take it, though.
What? Oh,
like, if I could take a Smilodon again, I don't think I would.
Yeah, well, so the thing is that actually every Mythic Path, I believe, has the ability to summon,
some kind of companion?
Yeah, some kind... Well, not companion. Like, they have summons as well.
Mm.
That path is unique in that companion is, like, special and does not count towards your companion total. Like, you can only have so many.
Mm-hmm.
Try and keep the game from being ridiculous.
Yeah, broken.
But, yeah, that one is the, special one, because it's actually part of the... How shall I say? It's part of the, plot. Like, it actually talks to you. It's part of the path, like, growing and learning and getting closer to your dragon.
He would talk to me?
Yeah.
My cat can't talk to me. I'm really sad
it talks a lot. It's very inquisitive and curious.
Oh my god. See, okay,
I've
you know
sent
what?
you some gameplay footage of
I have
this
to
that
tell
haven't
you
watched
guys,
yet.
everybody who hates Navi from Ocarina of Time, I loved her. So, annoying characters that bother everyone else don't bother me.
Oh yeah, I don't think it's going to be annoying. It's just cute. So...
Well, I mean, you said inquisitive, and a lot of people find a ton of questions like that annoying. I think it's adorable. Like, the dragon was beautiful, you guys. It was purple and blue. And those are my favorite colors for a dragon.
It's got fairy wings.
I love fairy wings, too. Like, the majority of dragons behind me are purple and blue, so... The video you're watching right now is purple and blue. Granted, these are the colors Holka chose. But we're best friends, so it makes sense that, you know, we like a lot of the same things.
So the question is, are
Love
you going to be
Holka.
going rogue with all this, or...?
I mean... Technically, this is a completely different game. I feel like I would probably try Druid again.
Okay.
Like, in Pathfinder Kingmaker, I think I want to try something else just because my skill set... The only thing I brought to the party, and this was it, was nature and perception. That was it. I didn't bring anything else to the party. Versus if I'm a rogue, I get, gosh, what is it, 5 to 6 skill points every time I level up? I would be a very more well-rounded character. So Lindsay, who was a bard and also gets like, I mean, I could go bard or rogue, I guess. Both of them get 5-ish skill points every time you level up. I depended on her for mobility, trickery. That was the word! Oh my god, you guys, the video I was looking for in the last, the word I was looking for in the last video was trickery. Her trickery was, I always depended on her trickery for lockpicking. Oh my god, I hate myself. Oh well, whatever. We're moving past it. Her charisma. What else? There was something else. Like, she had several things that I just was like, yep, Lindsay, go. And I think it'd be nice if I could have depended on my character more. There was one time I mean, I guess technically I wasn't cheating, but I feel like I was cheating. I got to a point where in order to pass a certain skill point, or a skill check, I guess, my mobility needed to reach like 40, and my mobility was like a 4. Like, no matter how much I buffed myself, I literally could not pass this check. I could roll a 20 and I still could not pass this check. And you can't roll higher than a 20. So I left. I went back to the character where I could redo my whole character, and I redid everything, and I dumped all of my skill points into mobility. I went back, I passed it, I got the items, and this was one where it forced it to be the main character. I could not rely on Lindsay to do it for me. And then I went back and I redid my character how I had her before. I feel like that was cheating. Like, I redid my whole character to pass one skill check, and then I redid her back to how she was.
Yeah.
But I wanted the items. I don't think I ended up using it, but it doesn't matter. I got it. Why did I start talking about that? Oh, yes. So I think I might do like rogue or bard, something like that, where I can get more. I can offer more to the party.
Okay, cool.
And I used my animal shape change in the mid game. I would say from like levels 10, 11 to 15, 16. I changed into a Smilodon? I don't know how to pronounce it. I was a big cat. I was like a saber-toothed tiger for those levels, and that was about it. Because eventually it got to the point where my character was better in her human form. So I went back to just being a human all the time. And so at that point it was like, why am I a druid? Like, I'm not using my shape change at all. So, I mean, I could do wizard too. Because I know we get a lot of access to scrolls, so I could learn all of the spells.
There are a lot of other spellcasters too.
I
Mystic
didn't...
Therug, Magus, Sorcerer, all of those are considered quite good.
I took Harem down the sorcerer path. It was I liked having Octavia as a wizard. I enjoyed doing that. Ragongar was a magus, and the thing with that was I didn't use him like at all except for companion quests, and he used it wasn't sorcerer points, it was meta magic. And I never took the time to understand it and learn it.
Okay.
I didn't like his character, so I didn't like to use him.
No,
so that's the issue.
It's basically like you can tweak your magic, so like...
Oh, okay, it's like this... okay, so it's not like sorcerer points.
Well, no, it is like sorcerer points.
Oh, okay. Well, then I understand it, but...
Yeah.
I'd rather just be a wizard and not have to worry about that.
Fair. Well, I mean, the main ones... Well, whatever, I can go into that later.
And I didn't get squat out of Jathal being an inquisitor. I didn't... She felt like a lesser bard. She only had a few spells like a bard, and she couldn't inspire greatness or anything like that, so... It's your turn. He's typing.
I know, I was just thinking. So I did have a point here. Oh yeah, just
Rogue, maybe, I don't know.
Well, so like you can't go Gold Dragon right away.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're gonna go Azada.
Yes.
Yes, but if you
Because if I can get a dragon companion, heck yeah.
I'm curious if you couldn't, would you go Angel because that's the good one, or do you like any of the others, or?
In my memory, I liked the idea of that like celestial one, but I think when I read about it, I was like, I don't know if I want to do that. I think it was more neutral rather than
The
good
Aeon?
or. Was it Aeon? I don't.
Aeon's
It was like space, not like space type.
Yeah, that's the Aeon.
Celestial something or whatever.
Well, basically, they're like gods of balance and judgment. And space.
Yeah, and I was like, I didn't hate being forced to be neutral as a druid, but it wasn't my favorite. I like being good.
Okay.
But I don't know if I want to be so good that I'm an angel. Like, I don't want to be lawful good.
Well,
That's not my jam.
So the way they're doing this is like, if an angel is expected to be lawful good, they're letting you go about one direction away from that. So you could be a neutral angel or a chaotic good
That
angel.
I could do.
Yeah.
But if I'm forced to be lawful...
Everybody gets muffins. Goodbye.
I don't want to be lawful. I have learned from Valerie, I don't want to do that. That is not for me. I like being able to be ruled by my emotions to an extent. I like being more chaotic. Which, I mean, you can be chaotic or lawful chaotic. Is that what it is? Chaotic lawful? Lawful chaotic. Whatever.
You can be chaotic evil or lawful evil, and you can be chaotic good or lawful good.
Okay, those ones they don't overlap. Yeah. Okay, that's what I wasn't sure.
I'm chaotically lawful. What do? I stand around and do nothing because I can't figure out what to do.
Chaotic good.
Yeah.
I like chaotic good. Because then there are times when I can be like, yeah, it's not necessarily the good thing to do, but it's what I want to do. It's what I think is right in the moment. And that's where the chaotic part comes in. And I'm okay with that.
Yes. Would you ever want to do the legend path?
I don't know what that one is.
So the idea is that rather than becoming a mythic, like you're joining a group when you become one of these mythic things, or you're becoming something not human, essentially.
Okay.
The legend is you stay human and you just get more powerful. So your level cap, I think, becomes 40.
Oh my god, are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
This game lets you go to level 40?
If you take that path. Otherwise, you take the mythic paths and you can only go to 20, but you get the mythic path stuff, which is like... I haven't read any of this junk to you, but like, for example, the Azada at mythic path level 7, which is near the end, has
near the end? Level 7 is near the end?
For the mythic ranks, yes. These are big, 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 big deals. Again, you'll see why.
Good God, am I going to be a god of gods at level 20?
Yes, that's kind of the idea. Like, your whole goal...
What the heck is this game going to be like?
Yeah,
okay.
No, it's supposed to take the previous game and go way one up. Like, a mythic path is the idea that, yes, you are becoming a godly-like entity, an angel or a demon or whatever.
Okay.
So for the Azada at level 7, you have an ability that clears all debuffs on yourself and all allies, and also restores all spell slots below level 7.
Oh my god!
Yeah, for you and all allies.
Wow, that would be clutch!
Yeah.
Woo-hoo.
So that's just like one example of one ability on this stuff. We'll talk about that more later.
Oh my god.
So that's why the legend has to go to level 40, because they don't get any of that cool stuff. They just have to make crazy classes, and the idea I've heard from this is there's one path that you take where you get no allies. You're so evil, you get none.
Oh no.
That's the swarm that walks. That's where you become a giant host of this infinite swarm of bugs, and you devour everyone.
I don't want to be Sakura from Fate. I'm good.
Yeah, and it's kind of cool because the idea is that since you're devouring everyone and you need like help, you make clones of yourself as the swarm gets bigger. The more stuff you kill, the bigger you get, the stronger you get, and you split off into more of you.
Okay, that is really interesting.
Yeah.
But I don't know how. I don't want to be
and
evil.
you kill everyone. Good,
like,
bad.
That's what path you're gonna do, and I'll watch
Maybe.
you do it.
Eventually, yeah. It's on my list, yeah. Because so for the context, a demon from hell is attacking the world, and you're leading the conquest to stop them. That's where this all starts.
Ah, okay.
And so the swarm that walks path is everyone going, "Oh God," and having to team up to stop you instead because
I'm the demon?
You're worse. Like,
oh God.
That's the idea, is that you become the problem. Like, screw this demon, screw your good guys, I'm the issue now.
Wait, so can you still buy stuff from traders? Like,
you don't arguably need them. You can eat them and take their stuff.
Ooh. Okay, I'm slightly tempted. Not gonna lie, you guys. Okay, I am seriously, David will tell you, I am all about getting the best stuff. Whether I need it or not, I want it! I want the best stuff. I am always like, ooh, this belt is better than my current belt. Switching them out.
So in relation to this, the idea with the legend path, so the idea with all these paths is that there's a lot more companions this time, but you're not going to be able to get all of them.
No.
On most of the paths. Because, some companions are super evil, so if you're a good
that I'm okay with.
Yeah, if you're on a good aligned path, they're not going to join you. Likewise, if you're on a bad aligned path, you're probably not going to get the Crusader for the Angels on your side.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I can accept that.
The idea of the legend path is that, again, to help with the fact that you're
You get all of them?
Most of them is my understanding. Again, I don't know how accurate all this is. The game's not out yet. It's coming out like in a week or so, but from what I have seen, yeah. So that's the idea. So I wondered if that would be up your alley, because then, yes, I get all the peoples and all the things.
The only thing is,
you will have to
that is a lot of XP to get to level 40. I interrupted you. What'd you say?
The game will have enough.
What'd you say prior to that?
You will have to multi-class.
Oh, you have to. Oh, yeah, because you can only go to level 20 in any class.
You could be a Druid Rogue. There you go.
So I could technically reach level 20 in 2 classes.
Yes.
I am incredibly tempted. Do I still get my dragon companion?
Yeah.
I am no longer tempted.
I don't believe so.
Like, I feel like if I play this game multiple times, the first time I would probably want that dragon. And then the second time, I'd want to be able to reach level 40 and get everyone. Oh my gosh, you guys. You need to go to YouTube. Okay, you're in YouTube. I'm sorry, that was a stupid thing of me to say. Literally right now, open up another tab, go into YouTube, type in Squish That Cat, and oh gosh, what was it?
It's
Vet?
like the second one.
It was the second one. I'm going to do it right now. Squish That Cat. It's not scary or gross like it sounds.
It's very sweet.
Click on the one that is by Helpful Vancouver Vet. It's from 3 years ago as of August 2021. And it is the cutest thing. Like, he's showing you how to handle cats. And the best way to keep a cat from running away or scratching at you is to squish them down. And it's so cute. And he's smiling the whole video. And he's petting them the whole video. So you can tell he just loves cats.
You get to meet Mr. Pirate.
And Mr. Pirate, who is a shoulder cat. And I adored him. He's a little chubby 14-year-old boy, and he's adorable. Okay, Squish That Dragon. Back to what you were saying. As a legend, I assume I don't get my dragon?
I'm pretty sure you lose. You have to give up whatever you've gotten so far. Because, you start out on another path, and then you go...
Oh, and then you switch to legend?
I think is the idea. Again, no one's super... Or the people who are super certain have played the beta, and even then they haven't gotten that far. I haven't had time to really dig into every little thing, but I've definitely looked at it. And I think that's how that one works. I don't know. I could be wrong. But yeah, at some point you decide you're going to be a legend, and so you rally all the normal people and try to fight off the evil everything, and you're just incredibly out of your depth. And I guess just to give a brief breakdown of what I understand, the Angel class is, all about buffing your allies and being helpful and righteous fury and blah blah blah. The Gold Dragon, they don't really know other than you get to become a dragon. You have both a half dragon form where you just gain wings and a bite attack, and then the full dragon form where you become a freaking dragon.
Can I just hoard all of the items? I'm gonna do that either way.
Yes.
But it'll be more in character if I'm a dragon.
It would be cool if you could get a horde, yeah. And you get a holy breath.
You guys, in Pathfinder Kingmaker, I sought out all of the bags of holding and the hat of holding specifically so I could carry all of the things. Continue, David.
Yep. So the Azada is pretty much all about having your dragon friend, and then you're nice and kind buffing and castery stuff, I guess. Well, again, they can all do multiple things, because the whole point was we can't just have you... we don't want to make any path that locks you out. Oh, you're a rogue? Well, then you can't be a lich. No, you could have a rogue lich. It'd be kind of cool.
Very interesting.
Yeah, a lot of neat little ideas there.
Break in, summon the dead, break out.
Pull something out. Ba, ba, ba. Where is it?
I don't know. I don't know what you're looking for.
Yeah, I know. Dex tanks, swarms, junk like that. Maybe those. There was a good breakdown of like what each one did rather than me trying to explain. I know the Aeon is basically very defensive. Like you and your allies just don't have problems because you're kind of like everything you get is about like buffing you or making you immune to something, like not resistant, immune, or rolling things back or making it harder for the enemies to do things. So like you'll buff all your allies, debuff all the enemies, or you'll remove all of your allies' buffs or debuffs, and add debuffs to all the enemies. I gotcha. Like that. So very defensive.
There was, when I was actually looking into playing D&D, there was a wizard class that would let you, like, see into the future. Where you could roll 2 die. Oracle. Was that it?
Oh, wizard class in D&D.
Yeah, where you roll 2 dice at the beginning of a session.
Yes.
And at any point in the game, you can replace 2 rolls with those numbers. It could be your roll. It could be an ally's roll. It could be an enemy's roll. Doesn't matter. Divination. So, like, divination, that's what it was. And I was like, I freaking love that. Like, if you roll an 18 and a 5, you know, like, oh, his armor class is an 18 and I rolled a 17. Nope, I rolled an 18 because that's what I got before. He just hit me with a freaking 20. He hit me with a crit. I'm going to die. Nope, he gets a 5 instead. Lower than my armor class. He doesn't actually hit me.
Skills, yeah.
And I love that. I thought that was so interesting.
Yeah, it's a really
Sorry, I don't know what you said that made me think of that, but something did.
Yeah, the Aeon and debuffs and things. But yeah, anyways, the Azada, you get the dragon. It goes up to level 35.
Wait, I thought only Legend lets you go to 40. Or the dragon goes to level 35.
The dragon goes to level 35.
So it's going to be better than my cat?
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, yeah. No, I am 100% doing that path the first time I play.
I kind of figured. I'm curious if you're going to actually switch to the gold dragon and give up your little buddy, though.
I mean, gold is not my favorite color at all. Not even close. Not even remotely. It is not even
your
top
fairy
20.
Wings and see,
like,
you were so certain you'd be going that path, and now we're on.
Well, okay, because when you just say the names of them, the only one that sounds interesting to me as a person who is Lizardlea is dragon.
So the point of the...
But I get a baby dragon in the other path that grows with me and becomes an adult dragon and is purple and blue. Blue is my favorite color. Like, I'm going to pick the blue dragon.
So the demon path...
My baby can have a horde.
The demon path is all about succumbing to your demonic rage. Like, that's what your special... Like, you'll get special options, and like all of these will get special options.
Yeah, I gotcha.
A lot of the demonic special options are like you just lose yourself to your rage and kill someone right there.
Oof.
And then the story having to adapt to the idea that you're fighting demons and everyone's coming with you to stop the demon invasion, and now you're a demon. And you can turn into various demons, like just literally assume their form, like giant Balors and incubuses and crazy other things. It's a whole list. And of course you can summon demons as well, so it's all about that and kind of buffing yourself up to ridiculous levels and then just
interesting,
everything.
But I don't want to be evil.
Yeah. The Lich, it's a Lich. I mean, like...
You said there's a neutral option.
Well, no, yeah, so the point is like, you could play the demon as neutral, too, technically.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like demon is like just inherently evil.
But
I guess evil. I'm just terrible.
But there is neutral evil, and you could maybe
evil.
You can do true neutral with them, and that like, well, I'm a demon, I don't really care what happens, I want what I want, get out of my way. You know.
And if what I want is the better for the world, that's good, right?
Yeah, sure, fine, whatever. The Lich just has a ton of crazy magic options.
Well, yeah, it's a Lich.
Magic, not just magic, but just a ton of crazy options. Like, the main thing they get is, one, they get a skeletal champion that they get to determine what they're like. So they could be a rogue or, like, a two-hander.
Oh, that's cool.
And they'll actually become, as they level up, like a bard or a actual rogue. Like, so they start out as just, like, the two-handed assassin skeleton or the holding a giant hammer skeleton.
But as they level up, you can take them down a path. Okay, that's cool.
So you've always got your, like, buddy.
I mean, I'm assuming it can't speak or anything, right? It's undead?
I have no idea. Maybe it can.
That would be interesting if it could talk to you.
And then, there's a whole bunch of stuff for the Lich that, like, obviously there's the crazy spells, but then there's also things that, like, when you touch people, they'll, like, wither and die. You can make yourself incredibly hard to kill. And, of course, you can summon an army of undead things. There's one skill on the Mythic Path thing that almost everyone's probably going to take, which does damage to the opponent, and if they die, they come back as an undead under your control, permanently. Works on bosses.
What?
Supposedly, yeah. So this game's all about doing crazy stuff.
Oh my god, if I fight a dragon, you guys.
Yeah. So
mine now.
You're just, everyone you've ever killed will be standing behind you, as you approach the enemy.
Wow.
Like, look, I brought all your friends.
That would be really cool.
And so the other thing is you get an army. So, like, there's actually an army, like, tactics game that you can play that's very simple. Well, it's really a simplified thing. And each path has its own army units. So, like, if you're a demon, you have demons.
Yeah, I
if
got
you're
you,
an angel, you have angelic things. So the trickster path is all about, like, fourth wall breaks and meta stuff. It's not just normal Loki stuff. It's taken a little farther where, like, you realize the game's controlled by dice, so now you can make sure every roll is a 20.
How is that fair?
I mean, again, the whole point is these are end-level abilities that only last for a certain amount of time.
Oh, okay, because I was like,
crazy.
how do you lose the game if you always roll a 20?
Well, yeah, no,
like...
there's limitations, but that's an example of what they can do.
That's cool.
The fun thing I heard from them is in order to make them, for their army, they're like, well, what kind of enemies what kind of characters would a trickster army have? And so they're well aware that players will min-max the game. Take 3 levels in Vivisectionist and 3 levels in this and make that rogue. But they're also well aware that players will min-max crazy things. So, for example, like, you start out with a paladin, so you have a lot of AC. Then you go into bard, so you can use your charisma as AC. Then you go into monk, so you can use your dex as AC. Then you go into so it's like, that's their army. All these crazy weird builds of, like, like, multi-class 6-level paladins that swing around and backflip.
Paladin?
Yeah, that too.
He said paladin!
Chasms.
I've got a paladin! I'm gonna become a paladin!
I love you too.
You know what? You make fun of me when I mispronounce things, so I get to make fun of you.
Yeah, but not on the internet. All the time.
You made fun of me on my channel before, so...
Sure I have. Okay, so yeah, apparently Legend is a higher end path, so, like, you have to convert from, so nobody really knows a lot about them, but at some point later in the game you have to make this decision. So you, as a Legend, you lose all Mythic Path abilities, which they're uncertain about things like the dragon, but everything else would go. Mm-hmm. You get a +4 bonus to all stats, you get a bunch of extra attacks, and it doesn't really know much else on this one. I know I was looking somewhere else and they had more detail. Let me see if I can find it real quick. You get that, and you get... I don't know. I have no idea. You get a bunch of junk. More friends and buddies. And then, yeah, the Golden Dragon, you're basically immune to darn near everything.
As you should be as a dragon.
Yeah.
Wait, I thought gold dragons were specifically, like, acid or something.
Not in Pathfinder.
Oh, maybe
Let me see what I think they're holy.
Well, because I feel like Octavia can turn into a gold dragon, and there's a specific element related to gold dragons.
Well, in this case, you get a holy breath attack, so...
Okay, that's cool.
So, I don't know if they're doing something different here or whatnot. You can select any feat in the game.
Nice. We're at the end.
Oh, we're at the end? So, yeah, there's lots of fun stuff. It's neat. We talked about it at the end.
And that is the end of day 1 for Friends Heart Cross Stitch by Mother Bee Designs. I got 7 hours and 7 minutes of footage. Way longer than I actually thought. And I'm not even done. But you can see that it says friends. Look at I needed to what am I doing? There we go. Look, it says friends. Oh, so pretty. I think I kept it. I don't think I deleted it. When I first started, I used 2 strands, and I do this every single time. I used 2 strands, and I just used it as is. And then I was working and I was like, crap, this is not the ideal way to use transition threads because the transitions are too harsh, especially if the transition happens in the back of the picture, or, of the fabric. And so I always I'll have 2 threads and I'll have one of them start, like an inch or half an inch before the other one. So, when it transitions into the pink from blue, half of the stitch will be pink and half of it will be blue, and then eventually it'll become all pink. And I don't know, to me it looks better. It looks like it transitions better into the other color. But, I mean, that could just be me. I don't know. I'm crazy. What do I know? Yeah. I'm hoping to cross-stitch this tomorrow. All I have left is just that part of the heart. So I should be able to finish tomorrow, but it's getting so dark. I mean, it looks light here right now, but it's dark. It is 6 p.m. It's 5:50 to be exact, but it's dark, and I'm hungry. I'm going to take a break, and I will return tomorrow. I don't have anything else to add. I'm just rambling. Like, subscribe, share, comment, all that jazz. I'll see you guys next video.